Hey folks, welcome back to Adventure Gear TV. Today we're diving deep into the world of portable power with the EcoFlow DELTA PRO 3. And this beast of a power station promises to keep your adventures powered up no matter where you roam. We'll explore its features, specs, and real-world applications. So let's get charged up and discover if the DELTA PRO 3 is the ultimate adventure companion. First things first, let's talk about what makes this power station stand out. The EcoFlow DELTA PRO 3 boasts a massive 4,096 watt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery capacity, which could provide up to 11 years of daily use. That's enough juice to keep your essential gear running for days, whether you're off-grid camping, on an RV trip, or facing power outages at home. And with its powerful capacity, you can even bump that up to a whopping 48 kilowatt hours. The Pro 3 measures about 26 inches deep, 13.5 inches wide at the wheels, and just over 16 inches tall. Now, this thing is not exactly lightweight, tipping the scales at around 113 pounds. But EcoFlow has thoughtfully integrated rugged wheels and a telescoping handle, making it surprisingly easy to maneuver. Plus, it's built with an industrial-grade plastic casing and an IP65 rating for dust and water resistance, meaning it could withstand use in various weather conditions, including light rain, although I would never recommend allowing it to get wet. Speaking of keeping the lights on, the DELTA PRO 3 has an XGuard battery management system that monitors 40 safety indicators, making it one of the safest portable power stations around. Now let's talk power. The DELTA PRO 3 pumps out a continuous 4,000 watts of AC power with a surge capacity of up to 8,000 watts. And for those who need even more power, it can be expanded to handle up to 12,000 watts with the Smart Home Panel 2. That's enough to run energy-hungry appliances like refrigerators, air conditioners, power tools, and even some medical devices. It's got a wide range of outlets, including 7 AC outlets, 2 USB-C ports with 100 watt power delivery, and 4 USB-A fast charging ports. It also has a 240 volt, 16.7 amp high capacity outlet for heavy duty appliances and a dedicated NEMA TT30R outlet specifically for powering an RV. Now let's answer one of the most important questions about this battery, which is how much energy does it actually store? I'm going to run an 800 watt load, which is about 20% of the capacity of the battery inside of this power station, and see how much power I get from the battery in watt hours. I'm gonna go ahead and get the heat gun started up. Once that gets stabilized, I'll disconnect the wall outlet, eliminating my input, and then start my timer. In a few minutes, we'll check back and find out exactly how much power the DELTA PRO 3 returns. To test the steady state runtime of the AC inverter, I'm gonna start it off with this 1,000 watt kettle, 1,500 watt heat gun, as well as a 1,500 watt space heater. This thing is rated for 4,000 watts continuously, and if I can't get to 4,000 watts, I'll try to add one more thing to this jack. Otherwise, I'm gonna let this run for a few minutes and just see how it performs with that maximum steady state load of 4,000 watts. So this thing's been running for over 6 minutes now. What I want to do is just shut off that AC inverter and see how loud is the power station with all these accessories turned off. Those fans ran at max speed for probably about 30 seconds after I shut it off. I was getting readings on the max fan of about 55 decibels. Unfortunately, my house, with all of the other stuff I have going on, is not quieter than about 37 decibels, but this thing is quieter than the ambient sounds within this area. Now I'm gonna start this back up with that close to 4,000 watt load, and I wanna see how much the voltage drops at that maximum sustained rate of load. And now all the way on max, I'm close to that 4,000 watt load, and I'm pretty stable at about 117, 118 volts. So the AC inverter undoubtedly can handle the 4,000 watt load. I don't really have any appliances that pull over 4,000 watts, so I'm unable to test those maximum capabilities that you would find in an off-grid or probably RV scenario with maybe air conditioners, heaters, big stoves, dryers for clothes, things like that. That result from the EcoFlow DELTA PRO 3 is actually quite impressive. I got 3,830 watt hours, which equates to about 93.5% of the rated capacity for this battery. That's an exceptional result because a lot of times during these tests, I'll get anywhere from 75 to 85%. So in this case, you're getting almost an entire 10% more compared to other test results that I've had on the channel. Now I want to test the USB-C output and see if I can get that 100 watts. And as I'm spiking up to that 100 watt range, I can hear that the fan kicked on, just giving me a little bit of feedback. Not obtrusive at all, but it is present. I want to test now the USB-A outputs and see what kind of power I can get from that. I'm registering 11 watts on the display here and about 10.5 watts on the display on this battery pack. Another feature I'm quite impressed with is this 30 amp 12 volt DC outlet. I really like to see those powerful 12 volt outlets because sometimes if you have something like a 12 volt compressor for like roadside emergencies with a car, things like that, most power stations with their 10 amp 12 volts or 120 watt outlets are simply not capable of running those higher load 12 volt devices. However, with a 30 amp outlet, I would say that you can run 99% of 12 volt accessories. However, it is an Anderson power pole connection, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you've never used that before or you don't have any devices that use that outlet, you will likely want to buy an adapter that has an Anderson power pole so you can plug your other things into it. In my opinion, the EcoFlow app is the best app of all of the power station companies that I've tried over the last few years. There are just so many features. Just running down from the top, the first thing I like to do with any power station that comes through the studio is rename it to AGTV or Adventure Gear TV, in this case Delta Pro 3 in my AGTV space. I'm not going to share this. This function would allow you to share this with another user. The auto timeout features, a lot of times I'll go in the specific features that I want to never time out. For example, in this case, I don't want the Wi-Fi to ever time out. I'll set that for now to 30 days, but this would allow me to access that through the Wi-Fi if I'm not close to the device. AC charging speed, if you're not sure about the wall outlet that you have access to, you're gonna want to limit that so you don't blow that circuit. Car input, that's another thing. If you have an older car, maybe you don't have a strong charging system, you don't want to pull more than 8 amps from that 12 volt system, you would want to lower that. I'm going to leave that as is. X boost mode. Now this one is not necessarily controversy, but what it is designed for is to run high resistive loads such as hot plates, coffee makers, anything that's just going to pull power to create essentially heat. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on because a lot of the devices that I use are those hot plates and those other cooking devices. Moving on to this ground fault circuit interrupter. What you'd want to do is use this if you're going to charge with your EV devices. Charge and discharge limits. This is also perfect if you want to protect the battery from extra unnecessary wear and tear due to either high charge or high discharge conditions. Ideally, a lot of folks want to keep a 20% minimum state of charge and only recharge to 80%, and that will increase the useful life. But at that 4,000 cycles with 80% capacity remaining that's advertised with this battery, you probably will never reach those limits anyway, unless you're using this for some serious charge and discharge conditions. Okay, let's summarize the pros and cons of the EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. On the plus side, it's got a massive capacity, incredible power output, versatile charging options, and a user-friendly design. It's also incredibly quiet thanks to its X-Quiet technology, operating at a noise level as low as 30 decibels. On the downside, it is heavy and expensive, but for serious adventurers and those who need a reliable power source for off-grid living or emergency preparedness, the Delta Pro 3 is worth considering. One thing that really impressed me is the X-Boost technology. This allows the Delta Pro 3 to power devices with higher wattage requirements than its rated output, making it incredibly versatile. It also features X-Fusion technology, which allows it to combine AC input and output for even higher wattages. And if you're worried about sensitive electronics, the Delta Pro 3 functions as a UPS with its pure sine wave AC inverter and a 10 millisecond switchover time, ensuring no interruptions during a power outage. Keeping this powerhouse charged is a breeze thanks to its versatile charging options. You can plug it into a standard wall AC outlet, harness the power of the sun with solar panels, charge it from your cart with the EcoFlow alternator charger, or even connect it to a gas powered generator. It supports fast charging, reaching 80% in just 50 minutes with AC charging. And for even faster charging, you can combine these methods for up to 7,000 watts of input. That's incredibly convenient, especially if you're in a hurry to get back to your adventures. So how does the Delta Pro 3 stack up to the competition? When compared to other power stations like the Goal Zero Yeti 3000X and the Jackery Explorer 3000 Pro, the Delta Pro 3 stands out with its superior battery capacity, faster charging speeds, and expandable capacity. It's a true powerhouse that offers more bang for your buck, especially if you need a lot of power for extended periods. So is the EcoFlow Delta Pro 3 the ultimate adventure companion? Based on my experience, I'd say it's a strong contender. It's powerful, versatile, and reliable power station that can keep your adventures going no matter where you are. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventure gear reviews and outdoor explorations. Until next time, stay charged up and keep exploring.